Ladies and gentlemen, detachment creates mystery. One of the most powerful qualities a woman can possess is mystery. Men are naturally drawn to what they cannot fully figure out. When a woman is detached, she automatically becomes intriguing, making a man want to learn more about her. This doesn't mean she plays games or withholds affection, but rather that she maintains a sense of independence and unpredictability that keeps a man engaged. The unknown excites people, and in relationships, mystery fuels attraction and desire. When a woman doesn't lay everything out on the table, she gives a man a reason to keep coming back for more. Mystery isn't about manipulation, it's about creating an air of self-sufficiency and self-possession. When a woman is too available or too eager, a man may take her for granted. He feels like he already has her figured out and the excitement fades. On the other hand, when she maintains an element of detachment, he is left wondering what she's thinking, what she's feeling, and what she might do next. This curiosity sparks his imagination, making him feel deeply invested in trying to unravel the enigma she presents. Men are naturally competitive and wired to chase what they perceive as valuable. When a woman doesn't immediately reveal her emotions or intentions, a man is forced to work to understand her. This effort makes her seem more valuable in his eyes. If something comes too easily, people tend to take it for granted. But when a man has to earn a woman's attention, respect, and time, he sees her as a rare prize rather than just another option. Detachment fuels this dynamic effortlessly, making a woman stand out from the rest. Being mysterious also allows a woman to control the pace of the relationship. When she doesn't overshare or become emotionally dependent too soon, she ensures that things unfold on her terms. Many women make the mistake of giving too much too soon, whether it's attention, time, or emotional investment, without making sure a man has truly earned it. This often leads to disappointment because the mystery fades, and so does his motivation to pursue her. But when she keeps a part of herself reserved, the relationship remains exciting and unpredictable. Another crucial aspect of mystery is the ability to maintain personal boundaries. A detached woman doesn't feel the need to constantly explain herself or justify her actions. She knows her worth and trusts that the right man will appreciate her without needing every detail about her life up front. This sense of personal privacy keeps a man intrigued. He starts to wonder what she does in her free time, what she's thinking about, and why she isn't always readily available like others. This wondering makes him invest more time and effort into winning her over. Mystery also prevents a woman from becoming too emotionally dependent on a man's validation. When she remains somewhat unpredictable, she avoids falling into the trap of seeking constant reassurance or approval. Instead of needing a man to confirm her worth, she creates an aura of self-assurance that makes him admire her even more. Men find this type of woman captivating because she doesn't rely on them for happiness. She is happy on her own, and that confidence is magnetic. Additionally, a mysterious woman naturally triggers a man's imagination. When she doesn't always reveal her emotions or thoughts immediately, he starts to create his own narrative about her. This keeps his mind engaged and his curiosity piqued. He may start to think about her more, wondering what makes her tick and what he can do to get closer to her. The longer he stays in this mindset, the deeper his feelings develop. Attraction isn't just about looks, it's about emotional engagement, and mystery plays a huge role in making that happen. Ultimately, mystery is not about playing hard to get, it's about being secure in yourself and not feeling the need to overshare or overcommit too soon. A woman who embodies mystery through detachment, maintains an air of unpredictability that keeps a man wanting more. She is confident in her own skin, doesn't seek constant validation, and understands that attraction is fueled by curiosity. This quality makes her unforgettable. As men are wired to chase what they can't easily obtain, confidence is one of the most attractive qualities a woman can have. It is not just about how she looks, but how she carries herself, how she speaks, and how she reacts to situations. When a woman is detached, she naturally exudes confidence because she is not desperately seeking validation from anyone. She knows her worth, and that energy is powerful. Men are drawn to women who are sure of themselves because confidence signals strength, independence, and self respect. It shows that she doesn't need someone to complete her, she is already whole. A confident woman does not chase, beg, or settle. She understands that love and attention should be freely given, not forced. When she interacts with a man, she does so from a place of self-assurance rather than insecurity. She doesn't fear losing him because she knows that if he truly values her, he will make the effort to stay. This mindset shifts the dynamic in her favor. Instead of constantly worrying about whether he likes her, she focuses on whether he meets her standards. That kind of self-possession is intoxicating to men because it presents a challenge. They have to work to earn her time and affection. Men instinctively respect women who respect themselves. A woman who lacks confidence often settles for less, tolerates disrespect, or allows herself to be treated as an option rather than a priority. But a detached, confident woman has clear boundaries. She knows when to walk away from a situation that does not serve her. This unwavering self-respect commands admiration. When a man sees that a woman refuses to accept anything less than what she deserves, he automatically views her as high value. And in the world of dating and relationships, high-value women are irresistible. Confidence also changes the way a woman communicates. A detached woman doesn't over-explain herself, apologize unnecessarily, or constantly seek reassurance. She states her needs clearly and directly, without fear of how a man might react. She doesn't play small to make him feel comfortable. This self-assured way of speaking makes her stand out because she is not afraid to express herself. Men find this type of communication refreshing because it eliminates neediness and drama, leaving room for respect and admiration. Beyond communication, confidence affects body language. A confident woman carries herself with poise. Her posture is strong, her eye contact is steady, and her movements are deliberate. She doesn't shrink herself or try to blend into the background. She takes up space unapologetically, knowing she belongs in any room she walks into. This kind of presence naturally draws attention. A man may not always be able to put his finger on why he is so captivated by a woman, but confidence is often the underlying factor. It creates a magnetic energy that cannot be ignored. Confidence also makes a woman more emotionally stable. A detached woman does not let small things shake her. She does not overreact to a man's behavior or feel the need to constantly prove her worth. Instead, she trusts herself and the process. If something doesn't work out, she doesn't fall apart. She moves forward with grace. This emotional security is incredibly attractive because it reassures a man that she is not looking to him to fulfill her every emotional need. Instead of feeling pressured, he feels drawn to her strength. Another reason confidence is irresistible is that it creates a sense of independence. A detached woman does not build her entire world around a man. She has her own goals, passions, and interests that keep her fulfilled. She doesn't wait around for a text or adjust her schedule to accommodate a man who isn't prioritizing her. This self-sufficiency makes her all the more desirable because men admire women who have a life outside of them. It signals that she is not desperate for companionship, she is simply open to the right connection. Ultimately, confidence is what separates a forgettable woman from an unforgettable one. Men may initially be drawn to physical beauty, but it is confidence that makes them stay. A detached woman, secure in her worth, becomes a force of nature, someone who cannot be ignored, controlled, or easily replaced. When a woman believes in herself, she doesn't have to chase a man, he will chase her. She becomes the prize. When a woman practices detachment, she automatically shifts the dynamic in any relationship. She becomes the prize instead of the pursuer. Too often, women are conditioned to believe that they must work hard to impress a man, prove their worth, and secure his affection. But the reality is, men are wired to value what they have to earn. The more effort a man invests in a woman, the more he appreciates her. When a woman detaches, she naturally places herself in a position where a man must rise to meet her standards, rather than the other way around. Being the prize means recognizing that your worth is not dependent on whether a man chooses you. A detached woman understands that she is already valuable, and any man who enters her life is simply given the opportunity to be a part of it. She doesn't beg for love, chase attention, or settle for breadcrumbs. Instead, she allows men to come to her, evaluate their effort, and decide if they are worthy of her time and energy. This mindset shift is incredibly powerful because it changes how she is perceived. She is not desperate, she is desired. Men instinctively want to pursue something they perceive as rare and valuable. If a woman is too available, too eager, or too accommodating, she loses that sense of exclusivity. But when she is detached, she exudes an effortless allure that makes a man feel like he has to win her over. He doesn't feel like he automatically has access to her emotions, her time, or her affection. He must prove himself. This keeps him engaged, motivated, and invested in the relationship. The psychology behind this is simple. People value what they have to work for. If something is handed to them on a silver platter with no effort required, they take it for granted. This is why men are often drawn to women who are independent, confident, and selective. A woman who knows she is the prize doesn't just accept any man who shows her attention. She evaluates whether he meets her standards. This selectiveness creates an aura of exclusivity that makes her irresistible. Being the prize also means that a woman doesn't tolerate disrespect, inconsistency, or low effort. A detached woman doesn't chase after a man who starts pulling away. She lets him go without hesitation. She doesn't lower her standards to keep a man interested. She upholds them and trusts that the right man will step up. This level of self-respect is magnetic because it signals to a man that she is not like the rest. She will not wait around for someone to realize her worth. If he doesn't recognize it, someone else will. Men are naturally competitive and they value what is not easily obtained. When a woman is detached and carries herself as the prize, she triggers a man's desire to win her over. He starts thinking about how he can impress her, keep her attention, and stand out from other men. This is why men often chase after women who seem just out of reach, because the thrill of the chase makes them feel alive. The moment a woman positions herself as a prize to be earned, she creates this effect effortlessly. A detached woman also understands that she does not need to overgive to receive love. Many women fall into the trap of overextending themselves in relationships, thinking that if they do more, a man will appreciate them more. But the truth is, overgiving often leads to being undervalued. When a woman gives too much, without requiring effort in return, a man stops seeing her as special. But when she is selective with her energy and affection, it forces him to step up and appreciate what he receives, because he knows it is not given freely to just anyone. Ultimately, the woman who sees herself as the prize shifts the entire relationship dynamic. Instead of worrying about whether she is enough for a man, she allows him to prove that he is enough for her. This confidence, combined with detachment, makes her unforgettable. She becomes the kind of woman that men can't help but pursue, because they know that winning her over is a rare and valuable achievement. No neediness, no pressure. One of the biggest turn-offs for men is neediness. When a woman is overly dependent on a man for emotional reassurance, constant attention or validation, it creates an overwhelming sense of pressure. Men by nature value their independence and personal space. When they sense that a woman is too clingy or requires excessive affirmation, they instinctively pull away. This isn't because they don't care, but because too much emotional weight can feel suffocating. However, when a woman practices detachment, she removes this pressure entirely, allowing the relationship to develop naturally without forcing closeness or commitment. A detached woman does not seek constant attention because she is already secure within herself. She doesn't anxiously wait for his text, obsess over his responses, or read too deeply into his actions. Instead, she enjoys the moments they share together but remains grounded in her own life. This relaxed attitude makes a man feel more comfortable around her. He doesn't feel like he has to entertain or validate her at all times, which actually makes him appreciate her presence even more. When a woman isn't needy, her interactions with a man feel refreshing rather than draining. Neediness often stems from a fear of losing someone. But ironically, the more a woman clings to a man, the more likely she is to push him away. Men do not want to feel like they are responsible for someone else's happiness. When a woman is detached, she doesn't put that weight on him. She understands that a relationship should add to her happiness, not be the sole source of it. This self-sufficiency is incredibly attractive because it makes the man feel like he is wanted, not needed, which is the key difference in long-term attraction. When there is no pressure, the relationship feels light, enjoyable, and effortless. Men are drawn to women who bring peace, not stress, into their lives. A woman who is constantly seeking reassurance, over-analyzing situations, or demanding excessive attention unknowingly creates a tense environment. On the other hand, a woman who remains detached radiates calm confidence. She doesn't try to control the relationship or force things to progress at a certain pace. This allows the connection to develop organically, which keeps the man engaged. Detachment also means letting go of expectations that can create unnecessary disappointment. Many women get emotionally invested too quickly and start expecting things from a man before he has truly earned that level of commitment. This leads to frustration when he doesn't meet those expectations. However, a detached woman enjoys the moment for what it is without pressuring him for more. She allows him the space to step up on his own rather than demanding that he meet certain relationship milestones right away. Men naturally respond better when they feel like they are choosing to be with someone, rather than being pushed into a role. A woman who is detached does not beg for commitment, force deep conversations too early, or make demands about where the relationship is going. Instead, she allows things to unfold naturally while staying true to her own standards. This lack of pressure actually makes a man want to commit more because he sees her as easygoing and enjoyable to be around. Another key benefit of detachment is that it makes a woman less reactive to a man's behavior. When a woman is needy, she often overreacts to small things, such as a delayed text, a change in plans, or his occasional need for space. These reactions create unnecessary drama, which pushes men away. But a detached woman doesn't take these things personally. She understands that people have lives outside of the relationship and doesn't feel threatened when a man needs time to himself. This level-headed approach keeps the relationship smooth and stress-free. Ultimately, when there is no neediness and no pressure, a woman becomes incredibly appealing. She is confident, self-sufficient, and emotionally secure, which makes her stand out from other women who might be overly attached or dependent. Men feel drawn to this type of woman because she offers them freedom within the relationship, the ability to be with her without feeling trapped or suffocated. And ironically, this very freedom is what makes men fall even harder because they know they are with a woman who is happy with or without them. She triggers his hero instinct. Men are naturally wired to want to protect, provide, and pursue. This is known as the hero instinct, a deep psychological need that makes a man feel valued and important in a relationship. When a woman is overly available, overly giving, or too emotionally invested too soon, she unintentionally robs a man of the opportunity to step up and prove himself to her. But when she is detached, she naturally triggers this instinct by allowing him to chase, impress, and earn her trust and affection. Over time, a detached woman does not rush into a relationship or smother a man with attention. Instead, she gives him the space to step into his masculine role and take initiative. She doesn't feel the need to constantly check in on him, plan every date, or drive the relationship forward. This creates a sense of healthy distance, making him feel like he needs to put in effort to keep her interested. When a man has to work for a woman's attention, he values it more because he sees it as something special, not something given freely. The hero instinct is deeply connected to a man's sense of purpose and identity. If he feels like he is not needed or that he doesn't have a role to play in a woman's life, he may start to feel disconnected from the relationship. A detached woman keeps her independence intact, making him feel like he has to prove his worth to be a part of her world. This doesn't mean she pretends to be helpless or plays mind games. It simply means she doesn't make him the center of her universe. Instead, she allows him to earn a place in her life through consistent effort. One of the key ways a detached woman triggers the hero instinct is by not overgiving. Many women make the mistake of doing too much for a man in the hopes that he will appreciate them more. They cook, clean, support his dreams, and prioritize his needs over their own, only to find that he starts pulling away. This happens because when something is given too easily, it loses value. But when a woman holds back just enough, allowing a man to contribute, protect, and provide in his own way, he feels more connected and invested in the relationship. Men want to feel like winners in their relationships. When a woman is detached, she gives a man opportunities to step up and prove himself. For example, instead of always initiating conversations, she allows him to miss her and reach out first. Instead of always planning dates or suggesting meetups, she lets him take the lead. Instead of constantly reassuring him of her feelings, she lets her actions speak for themselves. This subtle shift makes a man feel like he is pursuing and winning her, which keeps his interest and attraction high. Another important aspect of the hero instinct is that men want to solve problems and provide solutions. A detached woman does not constantly complain, seek validation, or expect a man to fix her life. Instead, she handles her challenges with confidence and independence, which makes a man respect and admire her even more. However, she still allows him to be there for her in meaningful ways. When a woman chooses to lean on a man instead of needing to, he feels like he has a purpose in her life, which strengthens his attachment to her. The reason detachment works so well in triggering the hero instinct is that it creates a sense of unpredictability. A woman who is too predictable or always available does not create an emotional spark. But when a man is unsure about what she's thinking or whether she's fully his yet, he becomes more invested in winning her over. This doesn't mean playing hard to get. It means genuinely living her life in a way that doesn't revolve around him, which keeps him wanting more. When a woman understands how to trigger a man's hero instinct, she naturally becomes irresistible. She allows him to be a man in the relationship without overcompensating or taking away his role. She doesn't beg for attention, force commitment, or overgive. She simply lets him rise to the occasion. And when he does, he feels deeply connected to her because he knows that he has earned her trust, admiration, and love, rather than simply being given it without effort. She becomes a mystery he wants to solve. One of the most powerful effects of detachment is that it makes a woman mysterious. Men are naturally drawn to mystery because it sparks their curiosity and keeps them engaged. When a woman doesn't lay everything out on the table immediately, when she doesn't over-explain herself, share every detail of her life, or constantly seek attention, she becomes intriguing. A detached woman naturally possesses this quality because she does not feel the need to prove herself or overshare to gain a man's approval. Instead, she lets him wonder, question, and chase, which makes her all the more irresistible. Mystery is attractive because it creates a sense of unpredictability. When a man can't fully figure out a woman, he becomes more invested in getting to know her. A woman who is too available, too predictable, or too eager to please removes this element of intrigue. However, a detached woman keeps parts of herself reserved. She is not cold or distant, but she also does not reveal everything at once. This slow unraveling of her personality, thoughts, and emotions keeps a man hooked, always wanting more. Men often lose interest when they feel like they already know everything about a woman too soon. This is why relationships that start with instant attachment, constant texting, and oversharing often burn out quickly. A detached woman allows space and time for a man to earn her trust and uncover different layers of her personality. She doesn't dump her entire life story on him within the first few conversations. Instead, she reveals herself gradually, making each interaction feel fresh and exciting. Another reason men are drawn to mystery is that it makes a woman different from the rest. Many women make the mistake of trying too hard to be understood, validated, or accepted by a man. They share too much too soon, hoping that vulnerability will create a deep connection. While emotional openness is important, it should come naturally over time, not be forced at the beginning. A detached woman understands this, which is why she is able to maintain an alluring sense of intrigue. The psychology behind mystery is simple. People value what is not easily accessible. When something is rare or difficult to attain, it automatically seems more desirable. This applies to relationships as well. When a man feels like he has to work to truly understand a woman, he becomes more emotionally invested in the process. He starts paying closer attention to what she says, how she reacts, and what makes her tick. This deepens his attraction because he feels like he is discovering something special that not everyone gets access to. Mystery also creates excitement and anticipation in a relationship. When a woman is detached, she does not immediately share her plans, emotions, or thoughts all the time. This leaves room for a man to wonder and anticipate what's next. If he always knows what she's doing, where she's going, or how she feels, there's no element of surprise. But when she maintains a bit of distance, he starts thinking about her more, missing her presence, and wanting to learn more about her. A detached woman also knows the power of silence and restraint. She does not always respond immediately, give away all her emotions at once, or chase after a man's validation. This creates a sense of challenge. A man has to work to break through her layers and understand what's really on her mind. Instead of being an open book, she is a novel with pages that unfold over time, making her infinitely more fascinating. Ultimately, men are wired to pursue and figure things out. When a woman is detached, she naturally becomes a puzzle that he wants to solve. He is drawn to the depth, complexity, and uniqueness that she carries. This keeps him engaged, excited, and invested because he feels like he is on a journey of discovery rather than simply receiving everything without effort. And that sense of mystery, it makes her absolutely unforgettable. She commands respect without demanding it. A detached woman naturally commands respect because she doesn't beg for it, chase it, or demand it. She simply embodies it. Her presence, her confidence, and her self-sufficiency make it clear that she won't tolerate anything less than what she deserves. She doesn't have to raise her voice, make ultimatums, or constantly remind a man to treat her well. Instead, her actions and the way she carries herself set the standard. Men recognize this energy instantly, and it creates an unspoken understanding. If they want to be in her life, they must step up and meet her level. Respect is not something that can be forced, it must be earned. Many women fall into the trap of trying to convince a man to respect them by over-explaining their worth, setting countless boundaries, or getting upset when they feel unappreciated. But a detached woman doesn't waste her time trying to teach a man how to value her. She simply removes herself from situations where she is not being respected. This quiet yet powerful response is far more effective than any speech or confrontation. It shows that she has high standards and unwavering self-respect, which naturally commands the respect of others. When a woman is overly emotionally invested too soon, she often tolerates poor treatment, inconsistency, or low effort because she fears losing the relationship. She might ignore red flags, accept last-minute plans, or put up with half-hearted effort just to keep a man around. But a detached woman does not operate from a place of fear. She knows that walking away from a man who doesn't meet her standards is not a loss, but a gain. This ability to walk away without hesitation forces men to respect her because they know she is not someone they can mistreat and still keep around. Men test women, whether consciously or unconsciously, to see how much they can get away with. If a woman allows repeated disrespect, late responses, broken promises, or inconsistency, a man will assume he can continue behaving that way without consequence. But when a woman is detached, she does not engage in these games, she does not overreact, beg for better treatment, or try to fix the situation. She simply removes her presence and lets her absence speak for itself. This makes a man realize that if he wants her in his life, he must step up and be consistent. Another reason detachment commands respect is that it shows a woman is secure within herself. She does not need external validation to feel worthy. She does not seek constant reassurance or approval from a man to feel complete. This quiet confidence makes men take her seriously because they see that she is not desperate for their attention. In contrast, when a woman is too eager to please or too available, she often ends up being taken for granted. But a detached woman maintains an air of self assurance that makes it impossible to ignore or disrespect her. Respect is also built through boundaries and standards. And a detached woman upholds both effortlessly. She doesn't just set boundaries verbally, she enforces them through action. If a man crosses a line, she doesn't argue or plead with him to change. She simply distances herself. She makes it clear through her choices that she will only engage with people who treat her well. This makes men value her more because they see that she is not afraid to lose anyone who doesn't treat her right. Another powerful way a detached woman commands respect is through her emotional control. She does not react impulsively when a man tests her patience. If he plays games, acts inconsistently, or tries to provoke her, she doesn't engage in emotional outbursts or needy behavior. Instead, she remains calm, collected, and unbothered, which drives men crazy. This level of control shows that she is not emotionally dependent on any man, making her appear even more valuable in his eyes. Ultimately, men respect women who respect themselves first. A detached woman doesn't wait for a man to validate her, treat her well, or see her worth. She already knows her worth and she carries herself accordingly. This creates a dynamic where men admire, pursue, and respect her naturally, without her ever having to demand it. Instead of chasing after respect, she attracts it effortlessly, simply by being a woman who refuses to accept anything less.